All right, folks, what is even better than Bitcoin and Solana? Even better than Bitcoin and Solana. This is not opinion. It's not opinion. I'm going to prove it to you with facts. In fact, I've already proven to you guys that MicroStrategy ran up 10x more than Bitcoin, right? 10x more than Bitcoin from the bottom to the top if we look at just this bull run, right? And if we look at the last two cycles, it's even more than that. And now there's Metaplanet, which is a Japanese stock that's copying Bitcoin as well, what MicroStrategy is doing as well. But there are a bunch of coins on Solana, stocks that are doing the same thing, not with Bitcoin, but with Solana. It's this whole idea. Everyone is basically copying the MicroStrategy formula, which is to create a treasury, company treasury for Bitcoin or Solana for these cryptos. They basically, like what they do with the MicroStrategy, right? They hold lots of Bitcoin and they issue shares, issue more shares, hold more Bitcoin, sell more bonds, raise more debt. Whether it's using equity or debt, they just hold more Bitcoin. And I've shown this to you guys. So today's episode, we're going to talk about 3 stocks that actually do this with Solana. And also, we're going to go over a bit of, about MicroStrategy and Metaplanet as well, which are the 2 main stocks that do this for Bitcoin. Now, we've seen this really pay off for Bitcoin and already starting to pay off for Metaplanet because, MicroStrategy was basically a irrelevant tech company that was going nowhere. No one cared about it. And then its stock price just exploded like 30x in the last bull run. And it's like done a lot more. I think it was a lot more than 30x. It's done like 45x even this bull run, right? And if, as I predict, as I've been saying, we're going for a blow off top, that means one more big leg up. Minimum target will be something like 120K for Bitcoin. Then if we get that big leg up on Bitcoin, then what's going to happen is basically one more big leg up, and then we should see all these treasuries, right? They're essentially a leveraged bet on Bitcoin or Solana themselves. So then these stocks such as MicroStrategy or Metaplanet should go up a lot more. But we're about to do 3 stocks that do the same strategy with Solana as well. And they've already been performing quite well. But we all know that Solana should outperform Bitcoin because Bitcoin right now is already at the new all-time high, and Solana is like halfway. It's only like about 180 right now. Its high was around 300 or so. So it's only about 60%, 65% up to the new all-time high. And if an altcoin season comes, which I've been saying we're already in an altcoin season, it has already started. People don't believe me, but just you wait. When it comes, then Solana will go up more than Bitcoin, but the stocks on Solana will go up even more than Bitcoin. So that means they have a strong potential to outperform Metaplanet and MicroStrategy. Okay, but before we get onto those 3 Solana stocks, let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo use? Well, Pablo uses this exchange that is non-KYC. That means you don't need to show your ID. That means, of course, Americans can use it. That means the IRS can't see you. The tax office can't see you. The FBI, CIA, nobody can see you. Total privacy, right? That's why I made this deal with them on Pablo Jimen's link only. Deposit and you receive up to $200. Trade and win up to $35,000, right? Just by trading. Tesla, chance to win a Tesla Model 3, Rolex watch, Apple Vision Pro, all these wonderful prizes, right? Limited time only before June the 4th. Okay, now, if you're watching this on YouTube, then the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. But if you're watching it on any other platform, such as this one, then basically just go to my homepage. Just click on my bio page and then click on the stand link here, and it should be the first deal that pops up right there. And because it's a great deal. Okay, let's get back to the markets. But keep in mind, folks, only on the Pablo Jimen link. Only on the Pablo Jimen link. The 3 coins that Solana is using that are doing the same strategy as MicroStrategy, but on Solana. First one is CYFRF because it's on the over-the-counter market right now. It's actually not trading in the New York Stock Exchange right now. And we can see it makes giant moves. Like since about last year around September 2024 when it announced this, that's what they're doing. They've went from, look at this, 14 cents to $4. From 14 cents to $4. So what is that? That's like 20, that's a 30x run. Solana since then has only done a 2x run, but they've done a 30x run. So now imagine if Solana has another leg up. Now it's went from $1 from this recent bottom up to $3. So it's done a 3x run. If we can get it on the pullback, I think that's do a couple of the support areas. I think the support area is probably around here, $2.40. If we $2.40 to $2.30, anyways, just below 250 here, somewhere around there. If we can get it on a pullback, then if Solana does a 2x from here, say it goes 360, just break the new all-time high, then what happens is this coin can potentially do Sol Strategies. That's actually a stock, can actually do probably a lot more than 3x because we've seen this work on MicroStrategy, and we've seen this work on MetaPlanet. So what is Sol Strategies? Just to give everyone a quick intro to a lot of these coins, it's a Canadian company, right? That's rebranded as Sol Strategies in 2024. Focuses on accumulating Solana as a treasury asset. So it's got 142,000 Solana coins so far, worth about 27 mil. It's basically doing exactly what MicroStrategy is doing. It issues debt, these bonds, but they're shorter term, so they're called notes, convertible notes, $500 million to purchase more Sol, and now it's trying to apply for a NASDAQ listing. Now, there's a very important difference though. However, there's a very important difference between Bitcoin treasuries and the Solana treasuries, and here's the difference. Most people think, okay, it's just a copycat to MicroStrategy. It's much more than that. By the way, none of this is financial advice. I'm not recommending any of these. The reason why it's different is because remember in the good old days when there was no ETF, for Bitcoin. A lot of the big companies on Wall Street cannot legally buy Bitcoin because it's a new asset. The SEC doesn't give them clear regulations. If they use shareholders' money, if they use public funding to buy Bitcoin, then they could be in a lot of legal trouble. So what they do is they buy a stock called MicroStrategy, which holds Bitcoin, right? So then it's like if you're buying Bitcoin into a Bitcoin ETF, except it's not a Bitcoin ETF. It's called MicroStrategy. It's a stock. You can buy that, right? That's legal. So now the same thing's happening with Solana. Solana has a number of applications to have its ETF listed, but Solana is not listed as an ETF on any of the Wall Street exchanges. So therefore, these three Solana treasuries then acts like an ETF for Solana, which Wall Street companies can buy without breaking the regulations of the SEC. That's why things like Sol Strategy are appealing to them. Second difference. Now, Bitcoin, as we know, doesn't pay interest or a yield, but Solana does. Ethereum yield by staking is something like 2.7%. Solana staking yields is somewhere between 5 to 8%. 5 to 8%. That's quite high. So, whilst Michael Saylor has to figure out how does he pay the interest on the bonds that he issues, the yield, the Solana issuers have lesser of a challenge because they already get 5 to 8%, 5 to 8% by staking Solana and become a validator node or becoming multiple validator nodes, and they get paid, right? 5 to 8%, which pays off the interest and the yield, but on the bonds they issue. So I'm not saying they're lesser risky. I'm just saying they have this mechanism. But of course, we all know Solana moves a lot more volatile than Bitcoin. So by that measure, it is more risky. Okay, now let's get on to the second stock that actually does this, and it is called DVFV. It's actually listed on the Nasdaq. It used to be called something else like Genover. Now it's changed its name to literally be called now it's changed. DFDV. Sorry, DFDV. Now it's changed the name to literally be called DeFi Development Corporation. Look at this. Look at it. This is the effect that Solana, becoming Solana treasury, has on the market. It used to be like what, like $5, and then when they announced they're doing this, boom, it jumped to $36, and then hit 100. So that's a 20x run. So I've just shown you guys something that went for a 30x run. That was Sol Strategies, and now this DeFi Development Corp went for a 30x run, a 20x run. So it's it's quite crazy. So and Solana itself hasn't even gone for much of a run. Now here is the thing: is market cap. It's only 148 mil. Solana is like what, like 50 billion, something like in the 50 billion, 100 billion ballpark, 80 billion ballpark. So this is still quite small. But then again, you're not trying to catch up to Solana. You're just trying to accumulate Solana. So what if we get a pullback to somewhere like here, $78, $77? This looks like a top in tail, right? Might be a good place to pick it up and then go for a run. So a little bit of introduction on this company. It used to be called Genover. It's a commercial property licensing company. Now it's shifted to being a Solana treasury. Everybody's copying MicroStrategy. Everybody. It raised 42 mil to acquire Solana tokens, which is currently valued at 60 mil Solana. It's probably gone up a bit more since then. And yeah, it does. It also does the validator staking on Solana, as I was telling you guys about. So this is the third one. It's called Upexi, or UPXI, and it is another Solana treasury. And we can see that as soon as it announced, it went from $2.30 up to $23 or so at its high. So like a 10x run. 10x run, but strangely it's pulling back, unlike the other ones which are near its highs. It's pulling back, so $9 right now, but still a 4x run right now. So the thing with Upexi is that it used to be a brand owner and a supply chain management company, and April 2025, so which is quite recent, also pivoted to become a Solana holdings company, right? Holding about $30 million worth of Solana as a Solana treasury right now. The company has over 60 million in cash reserves for additional Solana purchases, right? So it's staking them as well for staking revenue. So it's actually still, it's got some cash. It's actually not running out of cash flow for a while. Of course, the danger with these companies. Oh, I'll just show you guys one more thing. One more thing is to look at this. It's quite small at 13.5, about 14 mil right now. I don't know why it is dipping. It probably needs more research. But the Sol can do a 2x from here, run to 360, and then this could easily do much more than a 2x. That's how these things work. That's how these treasuries of cryptos work. But however, there is a big danger with a lot of these coins. They just they hold something that is very volatile. Even Bitcoin's volatile. It can, when Bitcoin is going up, when Solana is going up, their stock should do 3, 4, 5, 6 more X's than the coin they're holding. But if these coins are going down, if Solana and Bitcoin goes down 30 to 50% in the next bear market, then they go down much more than Bitcoin and Solana. So that's what we have to be careful about. This is not an investment at all. It's not financial advice. These are speculative. Okay, just to wrap up on Bitcoin as well. So other than MicroStrategy, this is MetaPlanet. And MetaPlanet is basically a coin that the original copycat of MicroStrategy is this Japanese company that's copying MicroStrategy. And basically, look, it's had this big run up, and which was a 5x from like $1.50 to $5. Sorry, that's more like a 3.5x. But remember, it did this run up when Bitcoin was like not moving between Feb 11th to December to late November, and then when Bitcoin went down to April 7th, came back down to $1.50, $1.60 area. Now it's at $4. So if Bitcoin goes for another big leg up to something like say 120k, I'm expecting more than that. So let's say 140, 150k, then MetaPlanet can run a lot more. Then the theory goes that, well, then Solana as an altcoin still haven't had a proper altcoin season, a real altcoin season run yet. What if Solana hits $500, $600, $700? What if? Then the Solana treasuries being smaller than Bitcoin treasuries would have an even bigger run. So that's the theory. But okay, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll catch you guys for next episode.